Hello and welcome to the Black Mind Podcast, the only show where we got all of our politics out of the way first.
It will be posted at the end of the podcast, and I just get a bit of a giggle out of it. It's mostly my fault. I'm sorry, guys.
I hate humanity.
The only politics I want to hear is what Pokemon starter you're gonna get in Sword and Shield.
You know what Pokemon starter I'm gonna get because it's a fire fucking fighting type, you bitch.
God, I wish it's just different than firefighting, but whatever.
You know it's a firefighting. It's always going to be firefighting. It's going. If Incineroar is a firefighting,
I mean, you don't know.
That's bullshit. That won't happen. We know why that's not gonna happen because they tried that shit with fucking Litleo and it fucking failed. They're never doing that again. So fuck you. It could be fire ground actually. Is what I saw. What somebody said.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That's why the fire's coming off the feet.
Fire Fairy.
If it's Fire Fairy, I'm gonna be disappointed in myself.
Anything other than fighting. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I wouldn't actually be all upset with firefighting actually. For two reasons. Because
yeah, you would.
No,
you would.
No, I would.
Don't even lie.
I would fucking love it to be firefighting in all honesty because, like, for me right now, it's one of three secondary types: firefighting, fireground, or one of the suggestions I saw was fire rock.
I don't like that.
I heard that one. I was like concerned because I don't know what you do up for the other pairings. Because fire rock is already 4 times weakness to water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unless you do like water, ice, so that's 4 times weak to fire, or not? Correct. Yeah. It would be like something like that, where it's like everything. It would be
1-to-1.
Yeah.
Against grass, it'd have to be
like grass, ice, grass bug.
Fuck, grass ice would be cool. But I can't be grass bug because we know it's a primate. On top of that, we've discovered that Groovy is supposed to be based off like a rhythm character, and the way that Scorbunny is supposed to be is maybe like a sports character. That's the reason why I'm leaning more towards firefighting or fireground because it's sport. It sounds like it's going to be sports related. And the other thing is
Depressed Toad,
which fucking no one knows. Legit, like everybody's like, we don't know where this is going with this one.
It could be anywhere. It could be another water fairy. Who knows?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Black Mind Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Allan. This is Josh.
This is Josh.
And our host is Jeff.
Jeff died.
I'm just gonna do homework now. It's gonna be great.
Oh, don't worry. I'm doing my final essay in the background.
I'm playing Boarderlands.
I should put him to Skya.
Josh is just quietly fapping in the background.
Oh yeah. Oh, Pokemon.
I said quietly. Goddamn it.
Quietly. I can hear Extra Fabulous Comics.
I love that guy.
Extra Fabulous Comics. What?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
I cannot remember for the life of me.
He's like a Twitter comic, or he does like web comics and stuff. But like, you'll know his art style when you see it. But like all of this shit is just like, oh, I'm coming so much.
You need to tell me what his name is again. I'll write it.
I actually have Extra Fabulous. There's a website, extrafabulouscomics.com.
Fab. Oh, there it is. Extra Fabulous Comics.
Yeah, if you look at his art style.
Is this what I think it is? Fuck yes, I do. Fuck, it's great. I'm not mad. I'm happy you guys told me, because I never knew what the name of this was.
Yeah,
you see it all the time, but you never, there's a bunch of comics like that.
For me, I follow him on Twitter, and I see his shit all the time. So
I do too.
Yeah, it's just like there's so many good ones that it's hard to mention off the top of your head. Like, what's the best? Because like the one I personally like is the guy's in bed with his girlfriend, and he's going like, "Come on, girl, get to me hard. I like it like that." And she has a bunch of papers in front of her. The girlfriend going, "I don't think we can make rent this month," and go back to the guy going, "Ugh."
I think my favorite one when it was like a teacher in art class, and she's like, everyone can draw art, and then she looks down, and she's like, except for Billy. Billy drew Goku having sex with Spider-Man. Billy has drawn the opposite of art.
That's so good. Oh fuck! Like,
why would you say that to some poor kid?
It's so funny.
He drew Goku fucking Spider-Man. Come on.
But and then like for the comic though, he did draw Goku fucking Spider-Man in the ass.
Oh
and
my
so it's
God.
like, yo, you kind of did this too, you know?
I mean, it's a lot better than what it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse, you know. It could be I mean, that doesn't even make sense.
Just making sure everyone gets it because they're too good.
I don't want to see this, but okay.
I don't want to see it. No, just do it. Just do it. It's great.
Okay, I have to actually like do stuff.
Then why are we here?
Why are we? It's just such bullshit about shit.
I actually would not be able to do tomorrow for a podcast. I already know that. I can guarantee you, like I've actually got myself booked that tomorrow evening. I've got shit on the go, and I'm not canceling because I've canceled for the past 2 weeks.
So, can I be honest about some things about like this week and stuff like that? Because this week has been fun, so fucking fun. Do I sound like I'm having fun?
This week was an absolute roller coaster of emotions for everyone.
I mean, okay, so to explain to listeners what I had to deal with, I basically finished something important that I've been trying to get done for a long time, so that way then I can move on to another step and then fail epically, which probably means that I won't be moving, or I'll probably be stuck here for another 2 years, knowing me.
Grow the fuck up, keep moving forward, and never stop moving.
That's why I'm in school, but it's good to have a backup plan. And
oh, trust me, I will testify that I know what you.
Yeah, and so like my other thing, like this week was okay. Like it was okay. I'll say I had a friend who I guess had something personal issues. Right now, I'm making the entire Facebook group question themselves because I shared an image that got me deranked in a server. That was great.
Awesome.
Apparently,
dank meme subreddit. Come on.
I mean, they become Shane.
No.
I mean, Shane. We can't all. I also deleted Facebook this week.
Oh, good job.
Wow,
my phone.
I was gonna say that must have pissed off like 1.4 billion people.
And Twitter.
Yeah,
well, I mean that would not piss off a single soul.
On my phone.
I think a lot of people would be happy with Twitter being fucking eliminated from the world.
Here's the thing: is that like
because
it's
I have to
weird.
Find a fucking other place to follow all these artists and people I know.
It's weird because I still have Reddit on my phone because Reddit is love, Reddit is life,
no,
and I'm still
Go
addicted.
fuck yourself.
I mean, I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world, so shut up, Allan. You know I'm wrong, and I have a fucking addiction.
Oh man, I was just telling my supervisor at work about Rumbler. You guys ever use Rumbler?
What's Rumbler?
It's like Tinder.
Oh no! Stop!
It's like Tinder, but instead of going on dates, you like organize fights. So it's like, oh, you want to fight me in the alleyway? It's like, yo, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And then people just fist fight each other in parking lots.
It seems like it would be a good idea.
This is how we end up with fucking what's it? Street Club?
I mean, I would take consensual fighting, but there has to be a ref and there has to be medics.
Yeah, that's not.
That's not.
Yeah.
But if I get knocked out, I want to be a ref.
When you get knocked out, just get up again. Ain't nothing gonna keep you down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't
I mean, the only
stop. Da, 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 da.
Are these exactly the same?
Different song. Isn't
no,
that S Club 7?
Yeah, that's S Club.
Is that S Club? I thought that was the same song.
Yep.
No, that's Don't Stop.
I
know. I was just listening to it this week.
God damn it!
Did you want to jump up in the air and make an S symbol too?
No. Oh, right.
No, you got it. You got that reference. Because fucking I know every time I watch that show, they see the stupid intro of them jumping in the air doing the S pattern. It's like, I kind of want to do that.
I wish it was like that old, that S that everyone in high school drew on their textbooks.
Oh, that stupid thing, yeah.
Yeah, if they did that
the symbol that came from fucking nowhere.
It's a graffiti symbol. It was a graffiti symbol, wasn't it?
No,
yeah, it was.
No, because that's the thing is a lot of people try to find where the original fucking that S.
Yeah.
That where you made 6 lines and they're in two sets of 3. Somebody tried to find out where the original one of those came from, and no one knows where it came from.
It just came from high school.
Yeah, it just appeared.
I'm gonna make a gang, and the logo is gonna be that high school, or it's gonna be that symbol, and it's gonna be we've tagged every notebook in America.
That'd be impressive, actually. I wouldn't even be all that upset either. I'd be like, yeah, man.
Yeah. So, guys, I gave up this week. I failed a test, and then I played BattleTech.
It's a house BattleTech.
I finished the tutorial level, so I really can't comment on it. But so far, it's Mickey goodness.
Hell of a tutorial. Took you all goddamn week to do it.
Only 20 minutes, actually.
Just sitting down to do it.
Yeah, because the way the tutorial is here's the basic plot and stuff like that, and then you complete it, and then it's here's the first mission, and then it's okay, now you're in the crew, and it's
Jeff.
So BattleTech.
How did you fail?
How did I what?
How did you fail an exam?
Because it's Linux, and the average was 9.3
across the.
That was the average.
Percent.
Percent. No, not 9.3. 9.3 out of 8. 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I got 8
out of 8. Damn.
I got
to fail
8.
that test.
I got 8.
I mean that's almost a pass.
That is actually
right?
that is just under that. Well, that's the thing is if the average was 9.83, that's
is it on a curve?
No, even if it's on a curve, he still fails. He's below average.
Yeah.
But the thing that also gets me with that is, fuck, if that's the average.
The highest mark in the class, and we have a guy who's it's Linux. So Linux is one of those classes where it's everything's theory, and then when it's actually oh, you actually have to do something, it's open book. So then you just go okay, well, I'm going to open up this note. I'm going to open up this note. I'm going to open up this note. It's the same thing with my web server class, which I got a 90 on the second test.
Nice.
Which meant I walked up to my teacher and said, so this is wrong, right? I actually failed, right? And he goes, no, you passed. I'm like, are you sure?
Are you sure about this?
I would have done it the other way around, where you hand in the failed test and you're like, this is a mistake, right? I actually passed because I'm a G.
I don't think that would work that way, but okay.
Or to flex hard on my teacher.
Fucking goddamn it.
I mean, with everything that's been going on lately in my life, it's I should just start smoking weed, because that's the only way I can actually relax anymore and feel something. I already inject sriracha into my veins.
No, stop. Get some help.
It's not how it works, Allan.
It is how it works.
Yeah, you're feeling good. You want to feel great.
It's legal. Just go to the store and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go to a store that is legally allowed to sell it. Heads up on that one.
I know a guy.
Stop. Don't encourage this behavior.
Yeah, you can get weed from the doctor, medical store, or you could see my cousin's buddy behind the co-op in Wadena, Saskatchewan, who could hook you up with some pure CBD oil.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That sounds great.
Just rub it on your skin and you're feeling great.
Use a shadow pen like everyone else.
I guess you could.
Apparently, shadow is really potent.
So, like, the only reason why I'm joking about this is because, like, recently, like, I went to a therapist, and the therapist was like, "You need to relax more." And I'm like, "Thanks, therapist. You really aren't helping."
Glad I spent $250 on this.
It's free because I'm at Nate, so I'm like, and so like when I went to talk to her, she's like, "You need to calm down, let them things go, and stuff like that." And so I told her like one of the funniest things. I told her something, and I'm like, "Yeah, like I had a friend who basically picked a fight because she could." He's just like, "Why did she pick a fight because she could?" I'm like, "I have no fucking idea, man." It was great. It was great. So like, yeah, my week's been a roller coaster, and then I had a friend go to the hospital. Fantastic. But there was always BattleTech.
BattleTech. Little bits.
Little bits.
Oh my god, no.
Hogs?
No. Do you want to know what happened to me this week, Jeff?
I'm guessing somebody punched you in the throat.
Let's just do like everyone's first, like the beginning of the week, and then the end of the week.
My start of my week was finish an essay. Had it in 11 pages of essay. And then immediately started another essay to have done by tonight, which I'm actually just about to finish. And then on top of that, all this week I've been stressing about the fact that I've got exams in 2 weeks, and I'm like, I am not ready for this shit. Oh man, it's just been like a roller coaster of emotions related to school.
Josh, do you want to go next?
That's new, normal.
Yeah.
For me, it was Monday, Magic the Gathering after work. I got super goddamn lucky, and I pulled a foil full art land from the unstable set. So, their newer unstable set. So fucking got real fucking lucky. That's like $130 card Canadian. And there was a guy as soon as I pulled it, there was a guy beside me going, "I will buy that right now." So I'm like, okay. So I just upped myself $130.
Oh, nice.
I made myself $130. So I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good.
This is like when a gambling addict goes to the casino and he wins like $200, and he's like, "Oh, I'm winning." And they're like, "No, you're not, because you spent $11 million in the casino." And that's Josh looking at all the money he spent on Magic. He's like, "I'm up.
I'm up."
I did it.
I did it. Yep. I'm up. I did it. Feeling good. Feeling good and looking over to my left at my giant pile of Magic Gathering cards. I'm like, yeah, that's a good decision.
This was worth it.
This was worth it. I like it. I
came out ahead.
I play this game all the time. It's worth it. It's slight crack addiction. It's okay.
It is. It is very much like a crack addiction, Josh.
Yeah. And and also I played a little bit of what's that game called? Sekiro.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Da-da-da.
My favorite picture, one of my favorite pictures right now, like this week, is a picture of the Sekiro box art, but they put Shakira.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one too.
And it's it's so good. Sekiro, hips don't lie twice.
Yeah. No, I think my favorite picture going around, and this is related to gaming journalism really quickly. Have you heard how they're complaining about there's no easy mode?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Forbes is.
No, not just Forbes. A few other people apparently have started complaining too. And my fucking hard response to that was like, "Lol, get good. I played Dark Souls, and if I can beat it, you can beat it too."
Yeah, and the biggest complaint I've been hearing with Sekiro is that it's too easy. That there's no builds.
Yeah. No, that old Dark Souls players are just breezing through the game.
Dark Souls players are just like shredding through the game. It's kind of like, I mean, I get it's not a Dark Souls game. Like,
it is hard.
It's very hard, but it's not Dark Souls, you know?
You want to know the trivia behind this game? It was meant to be Tenchu.
Oh, Tenchu is awesome.
Yeah, it was meant that they were making this game to be like, yeah, we can use Tenchu and slap it on. And they're like, but it doesn't feel like Tenchu. Because, like, if anything, Tenchu is just Metal Gear Solid, but ninjas.
So Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
obligatory rules of nature plays in the background.
Rules of nature! Rules of nature!
Fuck, I love Metal Gear Rising.
Metal Gear Rising's pretty good.
Metal Gear Rise, that's Resurgence, isn't it? Yeah, that's Metal Gear Rising Resurgence. Because
Revengeance.
Is it Revengeance?
Yeah.
Whatever. All I know is there's a character named Senator Armstrong, and I'm like, I like this guy.
There's a character named Donald Trump.
I have a dream, and I like the fact that like the moment you hear
says "Make America Great Again."
I think my the thing is I actually watched somebody do the entire like Armstrong fight from like giant mech to the end of it, and I'm like, I don't disagree with this guy on a lot of things, but at the same time, you're like, I'm like concerned because I don't disagree with him on some of these things.
There was a really old review for Revengeance by my number one critic, Zero Punctuation.
Yep.
And his review of Revengeance, he was like, I don't want to give away the ending because this is something you need to see for yourself, but like, imagine you were watching like Bill O'Reilly or something, and you sat on the remote and it changed channels to Dragon Ball Z, and the monster of the week was just Hulk Hogan, who was giving off his right-wing political views and then body slammed all the characters.
Yep, that is an accurate description. And I love because that's the thing is like I already know like I actually want to go back and play that game like so badly.
We all want to play that game again.
I haven't played it though.
Yeah, I never really played it. I played the demo, I think.
But the reason why I want to play it is just for the Armstrong fight. I don't care about the rest of the game.
The rest of the game is pretty good. You basically just like a motorcycle riding, like katana wielding Scooby-Doo gang solving mysteries.
Although I think one of my favorite ones, because I saw a review about like when a guy was discussing like Armstrong's like political opinions and stuff like that, and I got such a hard laugh at it because he's like, he was like bring it down. It's like until you realize some of his political points actually resonate with a lot of people, and I was like, no, you're not wrong.
So to keep up with the theme of this podcast, before and afters, I think was the theme we settled on, was that the start of my week started with the Final Fantasy keynote in Tokyo, which I'll talk about in more detail later, and it ended with the Gearbox keynote at PAX Boston.
So you had the inverse of what everyone else had.
I started with, if you want to get into it now.
No, sure, let's go for it.
So let's start with...
Don't bitch out. Don't be a punk bitch.
Let's start with the Tokyo keynote in Japan, which was one of the worst days of my life, honestly.
May I ask why?
So, Final Fantasy, I've talked about it almost every single time I'm on this podcast.
Suck its dick a little bit harder every time.
Yeah, right. Not this time, oddly enough. I recently canceled my subscription.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to cancel it probably until the new expansion comes out, because there's nothing to do.
That's fair.
And so, with the new expansion Shadowbringers coming out July 2nd, they're announcing a bunch of new content, what's going to be in the game. And they do 3 what are called fan festivals. One of them is the American one. This year was in Las Vegas. Then the European one, which this year was in Paris. And there's also always the Tokyo Fan Fest at the end. So the last one just came and went. As of recording, it was last Saturday.
Okay.
And what did they announce? So what we already knew was that there was going to be a new tank class called Gunbreaker, which uses a gun blade as their weapon.
Okay.
It sounds like the lamest thing ever.
I don't know how it's going to work, but it looks cool. You get like enchanted ammo, and that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And so they announced back in the Vegas Fan Fest not a real job, but what they call a limited job. And it's a job that you play solo.
Yep.
Called Blue Mage. And so you run around the open world killing monsters and certain monsters will give you certain abilities that you can unlock, just like a blue mage would.
Yeah.
And so people were kind of upset about that, as they have every right to be, because it's fucking dumb. And why can't they bring this class into raids? Why can't they play blue mage the way they've always wanted to play blue mage in Final Fantasy XIV?
Yep.
Yoshi P, the director of the game, shrugged his shoulders and just left. But then
really,
the Paris, he was like, I don't know. And then the Paris Fan Fest came and went, and it was a moderate success. And in the Paris Fan Fest, they announced a new race of playable characters, which is called the Viera, which are the bunny people from Final Fantasy XII.
Hey.
Really
you can be a cute bunny now, guys.
So they showed off like all the sexy bunny girls.
Of course.
And everyone was like, yeah, I noticed in that trailer it was 100% female bunnies. Are there going to be male bunnies, since you said when you created this game that you were not going to gender lock races anymore?
Yep.
They mysteriously didn't answer those questions, and now we move on to the Tokyo Fan Fest, where everything went wrong for Square Enix. So they announced, first, there's a new playable race called the Hrothgar, which are basically the Ronsos from Final Fantasy X.
The blue tiger guys, right?
Yeah, the tiger people. And they look pretty cool.
Are they a gender-locked race?
Hrothgars are male only, and Vieras are female only.
I fucking called it.
So, that was funny, and it pissed off about
everyone.
What feels like everyone, but in reality, it was about 200 people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, well, it's a minor annoyance, but at the same time, it's like, why didn't you just like...
Here's the thing, and this is something that everyone has pointed out, making a race in an MMO, especially Final Fantasy, which is based off fashion, is extremely hard. You have to make sure every single outfit works for every single race, and every single animation, every single model. It's a grueling task, so they wanted to do, like, special things. So that, like, male characters can play as the Viera, and female characters can play as Viera, male characters can play as Hrothgars. Then, they announced the new job, which was coming out, called Dancer. Now, in Final Fantasy XI, Dancer was a healer class, and it was a TP-based healer class that used dual-wielded weapons. And everyone's like, oh, that's kind of cool. There's going to be like a physical melee healer class, which really wasn't in this game before. Well, Dancer got announced. Dancer's not a healer class. Dancer's a ranged DPS class, which means they announced one new DPS class, Dancer, and a new tank class, Tank. No new healer class will be featured in this game as of the time of recording. Which brings in, for those of you who don't know, the total number of DPS classes in this game is now 10. There's 4 tank classes, 3 healer classes. The last healer class was Astrologian, was released in 2015, and if this stays constant, there will not be a new healer class until at least 2021. So that's neat, and that was actually the worst thing that happened, and I am a healer main, I was fucking furious, because I have to stick with the same exhausted healer classes forever now. And so I took to Twitter and Discord, and like I was just pissed. And then I saw all these articles about people upset about the FanFest, specifically because of the gender-locked races. That's the only thing people were upset about. So much so that I saw a change.org petition called End Gender Locking in Final Fantasy XIV.
I take it you signed it.
I did not. But there was another petition made up by the shitlord community called Further Gender Locking in Final Fantasy XIV.
No, okay, so here's the funny thing about the gender locking thing, because I actually had this explained to me, because I was like, back when they announced the bunnies, I was talking with my friend Colin, who plays Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, no, like, I understand why it's only female. And it's like, why? It's like, well, in lore, the males are frail. Like Allan, you'd push them over and you'd break an arm.
Yeah, according to the lore of the game, the bunny boys are very, like, weak, frail and rare.
Yeah.
And, like, not a lot of them exist.
Yeah, which I'm like, okay, no, that makes sense.
So wait, like, that means that, like, how do they reproduce then?
Well, they have males, but their males are just like, you ever watch The Handmaid's Tale?
Oh my god, fucking don't.
You ever watched Mad Max Fury Road?
Yes.
You know how, like, the women are just, like, breeders?
Yeah.
It's like that,
Basically.
but with men.
Oh.
And unlike women who will be locked down for 9 months, they just keep going.
Yeah. And
Mind you have to give about 3 days to recharge.
I mean, you get to have sex with as many bunny chicks as you want. So,
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're a furry. I wouldn't be, because that would be death by snoo, Allan. That would be death by fucking snoo.
Hang on,
What,
hold up.
gay?
Have you actually never seen what these characters look like?
Yes, I've seen what they look like.
So I was on Twitter one day, and I saw this tweet from everyone's favorite and well-respected online video game news publication, Kotaku.com.
Oh, and you're lying, right? You're lying, right?
Put out this article called Final Fantasy XIV's newest races are gender-locked and players aren't happy. And I quote tweeted it, and I said, the people who wanted to play as bunny boys aren't happy, which is about 4% of the total population. Meanwhile, there hasn't been a new healer since 2015, and nobody gives a shit. My buddy, Taram, I'm going to call him Taram, who is my tank main that I played this game with, and he said, in reply to that, literally nobody cares about this. How about all the people who are bored with the game's predictable dry content cycle, or the fact that the raid design has not changed one bit since Turn 5, which is the first raid in the game? And then he says, Kotaku fucking sucks, hashtag learn to code. And he got a 12-hour Twitter suspension for that. So, in other news, they are still suspending people on Twitter for learn to code.
Huh.
That just sounds wrong and mediocre, and that's my personal opinion.
So that was how my week started.
And then it ended in glory because you got your game that everyone wanted.
Then it ended in fucking glory.
I saw the trailer. I saw the announcement trailer. I haven't seen the gameplay, and a lot of people are kind of skeptical of the gameplay right now. From what I've heard.
The only thing that exists is that one trailer.
No, they've released gameplay trailer.
There's 2.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that. I saw like the developer trailer, or I saw like the announcement trailer and the developer trailer.
Where it's panning through like all these things with the cool fucking music in the back. I fucking.
Oh yeah. That trailer was hype as fuck.
I'm like, I saw the head on a forum that I'm on, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it when I get home. And then I forgot about it for the evening, and then I got online and I walked it, and then I watched it for about 25 minutes. I waited about 25 minutes because I was busy doing something else, and then I turned it on because I was like, I need to take a break from doing homework. I popped it on. I'm like, fuck, I can't go back to homework after this.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just jump right into this topic.
Borderlands
about the
3.
packs. Okay, yeah. So I was playing Final Fantasy, and someone was like, "Oh, the conference has started," and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that." So I like popped it on in the background while I'm doing my dailies, and they're talking about like, here's some like Risk of Rain 2 got announced, and there's a bunch of like little indie games that like Gearbox is helping to publish. I was like, okay, and then Randy Pitchford comes on.
He didn't fucking fuck up again. Like, I'm disappointed.
I mean, okay. Did you watch the conference, Jeff?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
what did he do?
Well, so he came out and he's like, "I'm super excited," and he was genuinely excited. And as much as like I've shit on Randy Pitchford 100 times on this show.
I mean, he's so easy to just shit on. I mean,
so easy to make fun of. But like when I watched the conference, I could see like the genuine joy of him like announcing these things. And there's so many other people that work at Gearbox.
I have no problems with seeing him like that's the thing about him.
Can I say something honest about Randy Pitchford?
Go for it.
Randy, as much as we don't see eye to eye, I appreciate you as a human being because you bring me endless amount of joy. And like
sometimes for better or for worse.
And sometimes, you know, when you fuck up, it's okay for like other people to laugh at you and stuff like that. So I hope you don't take it offensively and stuff. Offensive.
But yeah, Randy came onto the stage and he's like, "I'm super excited to announce we have this new Borderlands content," and he just like jumped right into it. And he announced a tabletop card game called Boarderlands. It's something, I can't remember the name. It's like Borderlands Tiny Tina's Robot Factory or something. And basically it's kind of like Munchkin, but you have to build a claptrap.
Oh, that's great.
And that's kind of neat. And then he was like, alright, that's it. That's the new Borderlands game. And everyone was like, just screaming. And he's like, okay, we've got this like other thing for you. And they brought in like Brittany Johnson, who is the character model for Angel, and the actual voice of Angel, so two different women, to like help announce
Borderlands.
Yeah, to help announce like here's all the world premiere stuff, and and then the trailer started for the first game, and it literally like melted their laptop. Like the laptop physically could not run this trailer because it was trying to render it in 4K, and they're just using this shitty little packs. And so they tried like 5 times. They just couldn't get the trailer to run. So instead, they just brought the developers out, and they're like, "So we're just gonna talk about this." And so like, yeah, this is for the Borderlands 1 Ultra HD update, and so there's an update coming to Borderlands 1. And what was really neat is that everyone who was at the panel, all 3,000 people who were at the panel, got a free copy.
Oh, that's good.
It's gonna come as a free update to PC users. So if you own Borderlands 1, you can just update it to your computer, and you'll get all this snazzy new shit. And now it's coming to Xbox One and PS4. And so what it is, it's Borderlands 1, but it has I think it has Borderlands 2's engine. And so it's gonna have like customizable character models, which it didn't have. A mini-map, which it didn't have, which sounds like a minor thing, but it's a really not minor thing. The Borderlands 1's compass sucked. And it's going to have a bunch of, like, just new customizable stuff. All the DLC is going to be included. It's going to be great. And then they showed off the trailer for Borderlands 3. And that trailer ran at about 12 frames per second. And so people watched this, like, 3-minute trailer at 12 frames per second. Nearly goddamn gave me a headache when I was done. And it panned to the audience as soon as this trailer was done. And for a minute, like, the cynic in me, like the grumpy old gamer in me, just died. And you can see the audience, and everyone knows the sordid, troubled history that Gearbox has had ever since Borderlands 2 came out. There was a problem with Aliens, Colonial Marines. There was the Sega money being, like, siphoned. There was Randy Pitchford, like, stealing bonuses. There was Anthony Birch situation. There was the USB stick.
Can you explain the Anthony Birch situation? Because I'm not familiar with that one.
I can't remember the exact details. Something about child pornography.
Oh.
Or he tried to rape his sister. I can't remember the details. It was either one of those things or both, or neither, honestly.
But I thought he made an open relationship with his wife.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. But yeah, there was like all this troubled history with Gearbox, and there's just pans to the audience, and like the last Borderlands game came out in October of 2014. The last good Borderlands game came out in September of 2012. Like 6.5 years ago.
Wow.
And there's 3,000 people in the audience. Also, shout out to Darshell Stevens of Filthy Casual, who's based in Edmonton, who was standing up on stage, and I forgot to mention the best part. She was on stage, and she got a free copy of the Claptrap card game, because she helped Randy with his magic trick. Randy Pitchford did a magic trick on stage. And I was like, yo, do you think he's going to do magic tricks? And his literal exact words were, hang on, I'm holding cards in my hand. And he looks at the audience and he goes, I'm a magician. But yeah, so
my God.
It pans to the audience. There's 3,000 people in the audience at PAX in Boston. Some of them are wearing Borderlands cosplay. This incredibly dedicated community of people who love this game so much. They're standing and they're cheering. They're giving it a standing ovation, and you can just hear people chanting, yes, 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 yes. And there's like, some dude tore off his shirt and went crowd surfing in the audience at a fucking keynote. There was, for lack of a better term, absolute pandemonium going on at PAX. People lost their fucking minds.
I gotta see a video of that. That's pretty funny.
Randy Pitchford just like grinning from ear to ear, and like the whole everyone that was there from Gearbox, they were just like so happy. And then Randy was like, "Hang on, I've been informed that they fixed this. They fixed the trailer." So they just showed the trailer again, but at 60 frames per second, and people chewed just as loud as the first time.
This is great.
Hang on, honestly, I'm gonna look. I need to see this.
And I went to work today, and there's a guy I work with who is literally me, but 6 years younger. Like he has the same initials as me.
So less cynical and everything.
Yeah, and he's like, he reads the same books as I do. Like, he has the same initials as I do. He wears glasses. He's as tall as me. Like, it's weird. It's actually freaky.
So he's a clone. So what you're saying is you're a clone.
The first thing he said to me when he came into work today was, "So that Borderlands trailer, right?" And I was like, bro, I haven't been this excited for a game since Borderlands 2. And the trailer for that game honestly reminded me of the Wimowet trailer from Borderlands 2, which was like one of my favorite things ever. And that trailer in and of itself sold me. Like the Borderlands 3 trailer just has instantly sold me on Beastmaster. I'm absolutely gonna play Beastmaster. I'm fucking stoked. Like, I was on cloud 9. After I watched that, I had to get up at like 7:30 to go to work. I was up to like 10:30 playing Borderlands with my buddy Paige, and then I was up till midnight just lying in bed thinking about Borderlands. I had like 6 hours of sleep, and I woke up, and literally the first words out of my mouth when I opened my eyes were, "Borderlands."
Borderlands.
It's like me on like when I was 6 for Christmas. It's like all I can think about is Christmas.
Yeah, and it's like when you were a kid and you got a new game, you played that game for fucking hours. Like, how many hours did you put into Pokemon Gold and Silver?
Fuck. I know. I put like 80 hours.
For Pokemon Yellow, back before I restarted the game by accident, I know for a fact I had around 500 hours.
Yeah, and it's like, I've never had this. I haven't had this exact feeling since Borderlands 2. But like, I went to work today, and the only thing that was on my mind was, man, I can't wait to go home and play Borderlands 2. And like, I've just like become more jaded, I think, with games, and like, you get more skeptical, and you're like, you become an adult a bit. But like, today, it's just gone. I feel like a kid again, just excited for my new favorite game. And I remember I worked with a woman named Caitlin, and she was like the coolest person I ever worked with. But we used to watch like E3 and PlayStation Experience and like Nintendo Directs in the back room while doing work in the morning. And I remember we were watching a video of PSX when they first announced Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and there was people like so fucking excited for that game when it came out. And she said to me, she was like, it's so heartwarming to see people get so excited about something ultimately as silly as a video game. Like, I get it's a big deal for a lot of people, but like, in the grand scheme of things, it's just a game. So to see people get like so hyped up about a game, it's so nice to see. And with that, Master Chief Collection, Doom Eternal, and then next year it's going to be Cyberpunk 2077. It's good. Life's good when you're a Ninja Block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy. The thing that gets me, that makes me laugh so much, is the fact that we've got the situation of like all these good things happening to us. Like, it's like legit. It's a great year to be a great year so far for gamers.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm actually much like, maybe it's the fact that like that trailer looks so good, but I'm kind of like excited for the new Borderlands game.
Oh, I think everyone's shout out to Lollygon, because they put out an article this morning called "Borderlands 3's trailer was a disappointment."
Sacrilege.
And I somewhat shout out, and also a special shout out to at Admiral Baru on Twitter because he posted one of my favorite pictures, and it's just Polygon, but the O's were replaced with Omega lol emotes. But I was like, yeah. So they put out a trailer for the game that they've been working on for 5 years, and what did they showcase? New characters, new vehicles, new vehicle customizations, new locales, new game mechanics, improved textures, improved models, and the trailer has people tearing off their shirts and crowd surfing at PAX. Yeah, overall a disappointment.
God damn it.
Well, I finally found the PAX Live stream.
I'm about to watch that PAX Live stream.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I just want to see this shirt surfing. I hope they got it on camera because I'm like, I just want to see that.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm actually really hyped to watch this video. No,
Yeah.
what makes it even better for me is the fact that okay, so here's the thing. I liked Borderlands 2 and I liked Borderlands the pre-sequel. I had fun with.
Yeah, I had fun with the pre-sequel, even though it wasn't that great.
It wasn't great. I actually enjoyed the way they did the story. The story's good. I feel like the gameplay got redundant with the Oz system.
Yeah, there was a few mechanics, like the zero gravity wasn't. I don't think done too well because it was very floaty.
Yeah, and I think that was a bit of a problem for the gameplay. The O2 system was a problem, and Claptrap was the other problem.
Oh man, VaultHunter.exe.
No, fuck you. Stop. No.
Is a fucking treat.
Go fuck yourself.
You
didn't play through 2 whole campaigns with somebody who is
okay. Yeah, if you play like full explosive build Claptrap solo, it's a lot of fun. But when you play with friends, it's not. But my brother has never played it, and so we're gonna do a run through of it. And he said he's gonna play as Claptrap, so I suggested we all play as Claptrap.
Oh boy,
which would be awesome.
I kind of now want to pick up the Handsome Jack collection.
Get it. Get the Handsome Jack collection. It's 94% off.
Right now?
Right now. You can get everything they've ever put out for Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel for $15. And the more you have, the less money it is.
I'm bound to get it. So cheap.
So good. I bought it a couple months ago. Like last time it came on sale for actually $1.
Yeah, I got it for I think about half price. And that's the thing is, I've noticed that I like the characters that I play, which are Commando, like all the fucking turret boys. I fucking love running them.
Apparently, I don't have 90% of Borderlands 2's content.
Buy Borderlands Take Over Your Life bundle.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I have to buy something then and to do that.
And also the reason I mostly canceled my sub in Final Fantasy was because Borderlands 1's texture updates coming next week.
It's coming next week.
By the time this podcast goes live, it will also be live. And so I think we're just gonna start I'm gonna start multiple prog groups on it, and just run through Borderlands 1 again. Cause it's so nostalgic. I played that game on PS3. I got it at a Walmart bargain bin for $20.
Is it sad that I would be willing? Is it sad that I would be willing to do it too?
No.
Play it again. I want to play it again.
I fucking love Borderlands 1.
That's a good game.
I actually willing to go through 1 because I thought that was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, and considering that I have all the DLC, so
I have to wait for a deal for it because I'm looking at it, I'm like I only have half of that somehow.
It'll probably go on sale when the update goes live.
Hopefully.
Or I think they're gonna release a Game of the Year. There's Game of the Year editions coming out for console, and it's gonna have all the DLCs.
I guess I'll get that. It would be $40 then, hopefully.
Yeah, but that's on console, I think. I don't know if there'll be a all DLC pack for PC.
I want my video game future where I put on a helmet and I just be like, yeah, I got the Sony helmet. What do you got? Microsoft helmet? Whatever. Let's play a game. Just gets to a point of who cares? It's like a cell phone. Like frick.
Oh. And my final assignment's done.
I have to just write my physics proposal because I took that class like an idiot. I took 2 classes. I shouldn't.
You should have like took half of your classes or like 4 of the classes that you had to do.
You know, like, that's the thing, Josh. I did take 4 of the classes I needed to take. I took 2 because they seemed like they would be fun.
And then you realize, oh no, work, fuck.
Oh no, they're actually more difficult than I thought they would be. Oh no.
Ass,
titties.
I mean, it's really funny because, like, my Linux class and stuff like that, like, literally the teacher's like, yeah, like, we have to learn about things.
Did you guys see that video of the dude singing Dan Hennig in a coffee shop?
No.
Afraid not.
Pretty fucking great. Post it in this Discord later. But the guy sings Get Low in a coffee shop with, like, a guitar. You've heard that song, right? Get Low by Dan Hennig?
No.
That's the one that's like, to the window, to the
wall.
To the wall. He sings that in a coffee shop with a guitar, but he has like a really like angelic voice, and he's just like, skeet skeet motherfucker, skeet skeet goddamn. There's like people just like working on like their novels. We just want to see them ass and titties.
Oh yeah, there's another game I haven't bought. I haven't bought myself, but it's Baba Is You. Yeah, I've seen lots of Let's Plays of it. Now I'm like, I'm sold. I want to get it, but I'll just have to wait until next payday. But it's basically it's a push box puzzle game. So just like any other push box puzzle game, move objects into place to win. But in Baba Is You, it's kind of teaching you programming logic in order to figure out the solution to the puzzle. Because the first thing you do is figuring out, so Baba is you, meaning you can play as this character, little sheep guy, cute, named Baba. But then you figure out, like, win is flag. And it's like, okay, so touch the flag and you win. But then you start getting into scenarios realizing, wait, you can move these words that are on the screen around and change the properties of certain stuff on the screen. So stuff like, let's make the wall in this level be me, so is you, so wall is you. So now you're moving the entirety of the wall so you can touch the flag and win. Like,
that sounds really neat. The only problem is that you said programmer logic. There is no logic in programming. Anarchy reigns.
No, but I mean, like, it's just logic, like straightforward logic of, like, if you can figure out, like, the Baba is you and, wall is push, or all these different phrases and phrases they throw in, it's like...
That sounds actually kind of neat. I picked that up.
It's real good because it can get into, like, it's hard to describe in words, but it also adds in special keywords and special phrases that you're like, oh fuck, what am I going to do with this? Because it turns out there's one that's called float. Float makes, like, and also text. It's like it also changed the properties of the text. So you could be like, oh, text is floats. That means you can't touch the text. You're floating underneath the text. Like, you're running underneath the text because it's floating above you. And it's like, oh, that's clever. And what if you change that somehow and you make, lava is float. Oh, you can walk underneath of lava and don't die and get to the end of the level. And it's like, wow, this shit's awesome. You can even have, like, a weird logic scenario of Baba is you, and also add is on the end of that, saying Baba is you is win. So as soon as you connect that sentence together, you win the level instantly.
Game sounds really easy if you can just do that.
Oh, the thing is, though, the learning curve is quite good, and also it gets really fucking hard if you decided to choose the optional levels. Because it can get to a point of just, like, you're going through you're reading shit out loud to yourself going, okay, Baba is wall, lava is push, but death is a key, but key
so
is just
you go far enough and you're actually just reading Python.
Yeah, pretty much. You go far enough, you're just like, am I just citing some weird Bible and making some demon come out of my computer? Like, it's a real good game. Like, I highly recommend. Like, I've been watching a lot of Let's Plays of it all over the place, and I'm like, fuck, this game's real good looking, and there's also a lot of charm involved. So it's like, fuck, shit, I have to wait till next paycheck. But man, I'm gonna get Baba as you, because look, it's one of those, like, it's so fucking weird and charming that it's like you gotta at least play for like an hour. You'd be like, oh, I get it. This is cool and cute. And it's like, yeah, it is. And it's also really ingenious, like how you do shit in it. So it's quite awesome. Oh, frick. And another thing I want to add is they also add other phrases like and also add like, yeah, push, and then also add what's another weird one they added in? But it's like you can tell the designer had a lot of fun of like just adding more and more properties and see like how would that react to other things.
Adding
like,
the word "and" in a program is very dangerous.
Oh, it sure is, because you can have Baba is you and death, or Baba is you and wall. So you got to be careful of like, oh, okay, I'm the sheep and the wall, but skull is death. So oh fuck, I got to make sure I don't touch these row of skulls. Or you can start programming robots in that game, which I learned from a Let's Play from a while ago. I'm like, shit, you can get a robot? You can control it? Oh no. It's real good. It's real good. I highly recommend this game. Highly. Fucking just don't get high and play it. Just play it.
I think everyone else just left and it's just me and you now.
No, I'm still here. I'm just kind of like,
I'm just writing the rational scope for my project.
I was just gonna say to Shane, hey, let's just dab for like an hour. Dab.
No, fuck you. I will. There will be summary fire and torture upon
it. The thing is, Josh started laughing as soon as I actually dabbed, and so I thought he could see me for a second.
Stop.
Thank you for listening to the Black Mind Podcast. You can listen to us every Thursday.
I can. So thank you for listening to Black Mind Podcast. We upload every Thursday, and you can listen to us on all of your podcasting listening apparatuses of choice. Thank you for listening. Have a good night. This is referring to the thing when you sent that entire photo to the entire student body.
Oh yeah, that was fucking hilarious, dude.
Well, funny thing is
and then you're walking along, and then like our mutual antagonist, the one with pink hair, there's now a
that said that, and Steam has like broken for me right now.
Oh well, that's new. But like, she goes, it's like being raped. And it's like, A, you do not know what being raped is like, because if you knew what being raped was like, you wouldn't be saying that.
Exactly.
2, you should be thankful that you do not know what rape is like. And the fact that you're throwing it out willy-nilly is making you, like, less, like...
credible as a human being.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, this thing, I remember the image of this pink-haired lady in my head. Girl, whoever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I do remember having conversations.
How's your relationship with her?
I mean, I do remember having conversations with her, and I was like, she seemed
pink hair girl that we will never mention her name again.
No, she worked in the card shop, didn't she?
Yes.
No, it was the other one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Christine, I think, was the sane one out of the two of them. Because Christine, I remember me and her getting into a debate about, like, gender. And she's like, just because Vicky's a feminist doesn't mean you're a feminist. I'm like, no, Vicky's the reason why I'm not a feminist. And she goes, oh, well, that's tragic. And then we actually started talking for, like, 12 hours.
Yeah.
And, like, Christine's actually, like, really reasonable.
Wow.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
That fixes that problem.
Wow.
Here's the thing about Christina, because Christina, actually a little bit after she finished school, got introduced to characters like Armored Skeptic and stuff like that. And she's like, no, I completely agree with these people. And
so she's gone full 180 too.
She's not 100% full 180. She still holds some different degrees that, like, I look at her some days and I go, Christina, and she's like, well, I'm allowed to have different opinions, and I'm like, that's fair. But I have things to talk about this week, mostly related to politics.
Oh, this is gonna be a long.
I think me and Shane are gonna have a secret podcast.
It's gonna be great. I might join you because I can't fucking do this anymore. I can't.
I'm literally gonna briefly touch them. I promise. And the reason why is because
one of them's Article 11 and 13. I'm going to fucking slam your head. I'm going to drive to your house.
I'm not talking about
I'm going to throw your head into the concrete.
I'm not talking about
British politics.
I care about British politics because apparently, you know what just happened 6 hours ago?
Oh yeah, she's a fucking idiot.
She lost her vote to leave by 140 votes.
Isn't this like the fourth time they've done this?
So it's looking like it's gonna be a Fallout Brexit.
Hashtag vote UKIP.
Yep. Hashtag vote UKIP. What makes it even more funny for me is the Jesse Smollett case.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh boy.
Round 2 electric boogaloo.
No, I'm not talking about that. I wish, like, apparently he hasn't even had charges against him for that. However, the other thing I need to talk about this week is just Donald Trump real quick. And you know why, Jeff?
No, I don't. I don't want to know.
He got
I don't want to know.
You know what happened? No.
What did he do?
No collusion.
Oh right.
Yeah.
You know what
the
he
thing
did?
that he did literally fucking nothing. He did nothing.
Actually, apparently the Russians approached him and tried to bribe him, and he turned down the money.
Wow. I'm so surprised.
Oh my god, it's almost like they went to the Democrats, and that's the reason why the Democrats are so pissed off.
And what makes it even funnier is the fact that I have a buddy who's like, oh yeah, the summary is only 4 pages. And I'm like, out of how many? I have 100. I'm like, that's not suspect. He's like, yeah, it is. Normally, how long do you normally expect a summary for that kind of investigation? I'm like, maybe at most 8. And he's like, what? It's like, no, if you're going to be summarizing like a 2-year investigation, it's only going to be like 8 pages of a summary at absolute most, because all you're doing is giving broad details.
I could summarize that entire investigation in 2 words on a post-it note. No collusion, be the 2 words.
Yep.
I mean,
I like to see you walk in with a post-it note. And people go, no, really?
Or
that's it?
2 words, 6 letters total. Lol, fag.
What makes it even funnier is my buddy's like, well, he still might be indicted. I'm like, no, Mueller's said there's no more, more charges. It's done. There's no more charges. And
should we sync?
We should.
No, this is for like if Jeff wants to post it. I just want to get this out there and just like get it done.
Okay, well, let me be honest with you for 30 seconds about how happy I am and how disappointed I am that the media has been feeding this narrative to people that has been a lie for roughly 2 years now. Ever since Hillary Clinton lost, it's almost like as if they're a bunch of sore losers and don't deserve to wield power at all.
So Rachel Maddow is going to be on the next season of SNL?
You know, maybe.
Because she's out of a fucking job now.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you know what?
Her ratings went from like huge ratings to nothing.
Her ratings dropped about 27%, I think it was.
Oh my god.
Wait, who is this person again? I can't remember.
She was a reporter.
Fucking Nimrod, Josh.
MSNBC.
She was the what?
She was a reporter for MSNBC who spent half of her entire show talking about Russia and Trump.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we call them retards, Josh.
Huh.
We call them
retarded people.
We call them political croonies.
Call them political tardies.
Yes, we call them idiots.
However, I do want to talk about one more little thing before we like when we get on the podcast, because I need to ramble about fucking Red Cortez today.
I want to ramble about what Pokemon you pick in Sword and Shield for your first starter.
I know what I'm picking.
Frog, probably.
I'm picking the rabbit.
I'm picking the rabbit too because fuck, man, I need to name a Daisy. Her name is Daisy. I also got to sit there and say that I also got to go off about Article 1113 and bitch that the r/dank memes mods.
Oh boy.
Why the fuck do you like?
Why do you go to Reddit?
Why do you go on dank memes of all places? Such an awful fucking Reddit.
Because going on to r/PC Master Race, Kotaku in Action of Vice Animals, Game Dev, Mass Effect, Formula 1, Titanfall, regular car reviews. I'm going to hell for this.
That's an awful subreddit.
It is terrible, but I love it anyways.
Why are you there then?
Because it's funny.
All right.
And I'm a terrible person.
All right. Anyways, let's get us synced so we can get this party rolling. I don't think any of us want to really be here super late tonight.
I'm currently playing Boarderlands 2 with 3 other people.
Let me guess, you're playing it with Paige?
No, I'm playing it with my brother, his girlfriend, and then our buddy Mark from Newfoundland.
Okay, well, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
I just did a vape nation hand gesture, but you didn't see it.
Great.
I started work at the bookstore in Londonderry, and now because of my new assistant manager.
You're working at Indigo, Coles, whatever it's called.
Coles, yeah.
All right, and, I'm coming to visit you tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I work tomorrow 1 to 6.
All right, I will make a quick stop by at 1. You should give me a discount.
I won't, but okay.
Give me this porn book for 50% off.
I don't remember what Shane looks like. That's the thing.
Follow the name tag.
Here's the funny thing is I can just picture Allan being like, give me this book for $15 and Shane posting it and it just being like, huh? Why did you buy furry porn, Allan?
I mean, it's not the worst thing I've sold. But I've started ironically whipping and nay-naying at people because my assistant manager does it.
Oh, god damn it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's just
is it a girl or is it a guy who's your sister?
It's a girl.
Okay, I fucking know who exactly you're talking about.
Okay.
Fucking, yeah. I legit, the other week there, I walked into London and I looked into the window and all I just saw was
she was whipping.
I was like, what the fuck is going on there?
She was browsing Tinder at work today and some guy sent her a dick pic. And she's like, dude, check this out.
Fucking dude.
Wait, what?
Shane, you know what you should do at this point? Ask her out on a fucking date.
Oh, no.
She's a fucking keeper.
I was going to say, is she a 5 or a 7 or a 8 out of 10?
7?
That's not bad.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's better than most of the girls.
Did we sync up yet or no?
No, we haven't.
No.
we fell off.
Okay.
We fell off. I got a feeling this is gonna be a ramblecast tonight.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a rambly show.
All right, sinking in. 3,
2,
1.